Most people who become wealthy have no idea it's coming. Not because they got lucky, not because they hit a jackpot, but because the signs that predict wealth, the actual documented, research-backed predictors, are almost never the ones people expect. They're not a high income. They're not a prestigious degree. They're not connections or timing or the stock they picked in 2020. Ramsey Solutions surveyed 10,000 millionaires across the United States. Their finding was blunt and borderline offensive to everything you've been told. 79% of those millionaires received zero inheritance. Zero. 1 in 3 never made six figures in any single year of their career. And 93% said they got wealthy because they worked hard, not because they had advantages. The signs that predicted their wealth were behavioral, cognitive, habitual, and most of them you either already have or you could develop starting today. Today I'm going to give you 7 signs, backed by research, not opinion, that predict you will build significant wealth. Some of these will make you feel seen. Some will make you uncomfortable. All of them are documented. And most important thing I'll tell you up front, these signs are not personality traits you either have or don't. They are behaviors, and behaviors can be chosen. Right now, today. Let's go. Sign number 1, and the one that separates wealth builders from wealth dreamers. You are psychologically uncomfortable leaving money doing nothing. Most people feel comfortable when their paycheck is in a checking account. Future wealthy people feel vaguely unsettled by it. They want it deployed, invested, working. Go Banking Rates documented this in their analysis of millionaire behaviors. Making strategic financial decisions. Not just saving, but actively creating a roadmap for money to earn more money is a hallmark of millionaire psychology. Tom Corley found that 80% of the wealthy focused on at least one goal and monitored it obsessively. They don't just earn money, they put it to work and track it. Farron Doggs, CFP, founder and CEO of Harrison Wallace Financial Group, whose self-made millionaire clients have an average net worth of $6 to $8 million, told CNBC directly, his wealthiest clients consistently minimize taxes, maximize retirement contributions, and treat every financial decision as an opportunity to optimize. The idle money discomfort isn't anxiety. It's a productive orientation that relentlessly converts earned dollars into working assets. If you have ever felt vaguely uncomfortable leaving money sitting in a low-yield account, that is not restlessness. That is a wealth sign. Sign number 2, the most counterintuitive and the most consistent across every major study. You live noticeably below what you could spend. Not what you earn, what you could spend. Thomas Stanley's Millionaire Next Door research, extended across decades, found this as the single most reliable predictor of wealth accumulation. More reliable than income, education, or profession. Ramsey's 10,000 millionaire study confirmed it. 85% used a grocery list. 6 out of 10 lived in homes worth less than $500,000. And according to Motley Fool Wealth Research, 73% of U.S. millionaires have never carried a credit card balance, compared to 56% of active credit card accounts currently carrying one. This sign doesn't mean being cheap. It means the gap between what you earn and what you spend is consistently positive and consistently growing. Business Day's research on wealth predictors captured this precisely. Future millionaires are not driven by dreams of designer clothes or fancy cars. Luxury is not their goal. Control is. The freedom to direct their own time and resources. If you find yourself consistently spending less than you could, not because you have to, but because that gap feels like power rather than deprivation, that is a documented wealth predictor. Sign number 3, and the one that explains why Warren Buffett bought his first stock at 11 and Mark Cuban sold trash bags door to door at age 12. You started engaging with money, earning, saving, or investing at a young age. Entrepreneurs' research on wealth predictors identified early money engagement as one of the most consistent traits across self-made millionaires. SoFi's wealth predictor analysis cited the economic research that 21% of white Americans and only 2% of African Americans who eventually became wealthy made their first investment, real estate or otherwise, at a young age. which economists identify as a key predictor of future wealth. The habit of engaging with money early develops compound thinking before compound interest even has a chance to work. If you're watching this and you are young, this is the most actionable data point in the entire video. Every year you start earlier is geometrically more valuable than the year after it. If you started later, the sign still applies in a different form. Do you have the instinct to engage with money actively rather than passively? Do you seek it out, study it, experiment with it? That orientation, independent of age, is what the research actually captures. Sign number 4, the structural predictor that shows up in every major millionaire study. You have more than one income stream, or you're actively building one. Tom Corley's research on 233 self-made millionaires found that 65% had 3 or more income streams before they became wealthy. 45% had 4. 29% had 5. Go Banking Rates documented this as one of the key signs of growing wealth like a millionaire. Relying on a single income stream is rare among millionaires. They typically have multiple sources of passive income, including investments, rental properties, or side businesses. Business Day's predictor research called this instinct the serial entrepreneurial spirit. Starting small, random ventures, not sweating when they fail. The critical nuance. This sign is not, you are already earning from 5 sources. It is you are building the second one. You are running a side project. You are buying dividend stocks. You are researching rental properties. You are treating your primary income as temporary rather than permanent. If your mind is already thinking beyond your paycheck, even before the second stream generates anything meaningful, that orientation is itself the sign. Sign number 5, the one that's most visible in retrospect and least visible in the moment. Failure redirects you instead of stopping you. Business Day's wealth predictor research found this explicitly. Future millionaires often start lots of small, random ventures early in life, and they don't sweat it if the ventures fail. This instinct means they do not panic when one stream dries up, as there is always another one running. Tom Corley's data confirms this at scale. 27% of his 233 self-made millionaires had failed in business at least once. 63% had taken calculated risks that didn't always work. The failure rate is not lower among the wealthy. It's higher. They attempted more. That's the entire insight. SoFi's wealth predictor research made this point directly. It's okay to take risks and make mistakes. Learning from your experiences is a critical component of financial success. If you have failed at something financial and your dominant reaction was, "What do I learn from this?" rather than "I am bad at this," that cognitive reframe is not just psychological health. It is a documented predictor of the person who eventually figures it out. Sign number 6, and the one that creates the leverage behind every other sign. You invest in yourself before you invest in anything else. Your Tango's research on millionaire predictors documented this precisely. People who are destined for wealth are always expanding their knowledge about money. Reading books, listening to podcasts, watching videos about investing and entrepreneurship to build skills they will need later. Tom Corley found that only 6% of the wealthy watch reality TV, compared to 78% of lower-income households. Not because they have superior discipline, because they are so engaged with learning and building that passive entertainment doesn't compete for their attention. Ramsey Solutions' 10,000 millionaire study found that 88% of millionaires graduated college. Not because a degree caused their wealth, but because 62% attended public state schools, not prestigious institutions. The degree mattered. The prestige didn't. What mattered was the commitment to formal learning. And beyond that, the habit of continuous self-education that most millionaires maintain decades after graduation. If you're the person who finishes a video like this one and immediately searches for the next thing to learn, that is not restlessness. That is sign number 6. Sign number 7, and the most powerful predictor of all, because it is the proof of every other sign working. Your net worth is growing even when your income isn't. This is the mathematical manifestation of everything else. Ramsey Solutions found that 1 in 3 millionaires never made 6 figures in any single year. The wealth didn't come from high income. It came from the gap between income and spending, consistently positive, consistently growing, consistently being deployed into appreciating assets. Go Banking Rates research on millionaire signs found this as a defining characteristic. Robust savings, low debt-to-income ratio, and a diversified investment portfolio that extends beyond stocks and bonds. The National Association of Realtors found that the typical homeowner is 40 times wealthier than a renter of similar income. Motley Fool Wealth found that 90% of millionaires own their primary residence. Net worth growth is the composite outcome. It captures savings rate, investment discipline, debt avoidance, and asset accumulation in a single number. If your net worth is higher than it was 12 months ago, even slightly, even on a modest income, every other sign in this video is likely present. And if it's not growing yet, you now have a precise map of why and what to change. 7 signs. You are uncomfortable with idle money. You live below what you could spend. You started earning or engaging with money young, or you have that orientation regardless of age. You have multiple income streams, or you're building one. Failure redirects you instead of stopping you. You invest in yourself before anything else, and your net worth is growing even when your income isn't. Ramsey Solutions surveyed 10,000 millionaires. Tom Corley studied 233. The signs were consistent across all of them. And here's the most important thing the research showed. Not one of these signs required wealth to develop. Every single one of them preceded the wealth. The wealth was the outcome. The signs were the cause. If this video gave you something real, share it with one person who needs to see their own potential on a data-backed screen. Subscribe for research-backed financial content every week. And drop in the comments, which of these 7 signs do you already have? And which one are you working on? I read every single comment. See you in the next one.